Stop absolutely everything you're doing at this moment. Take a deep breath. Because what I am about to reveal to you in the next few minutes may be, without any exaggeration, the most important message you will ever hear in your entire life. You have spent years, perhaps entire decades, asking, begging, kneeling in despair for an answer from the heavens, and nothing happened. You performed novenas, you lit candles, you repeated affirmations thousands of times, you bought courses, you watched videos, and yet life remained exactly the same. The bills kept coming. Loneliness kept knocking at the door. The illness did not go away. The money did not come. And a silent, cruel voice inside you began to whisper, "Perhaps God has forgotten me." I need you to listen to me with all your soul now, because that voice lies. God has never forgotten you. What happened was much deeper, much simpler, and at the same time much more disturbing. You forgot the main secret. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you feel you already are. And in these next 7 minutes, Archangel Michael, the messenger of awakening, is bringing you a warning that changes absolutely everything. There is a sign being shown in the heavens of your consciousness at this very instant, and most people will ignore it. But you, who clicked on this video, were chosen to see it, and when you understand what this sign means, your reality will never be the same again. I ask you only one thing. Do not leave here before the end. Because the technique I will teach near the end of this video is the exact method that separates the people who continue to suffer from the people who finally awaken to the law of assumption and begin to live the life that was always theirs by divine right. I want you to close your eyes for a second and answer yourself, with the most brutal honesty, how many times have you felt tired of trying? Tired of manifesting, of visualizing, of asking, of begging, of making promises, and nothing happening? You are not alone. Millions of Brazilians at this very moment are lying in their beds, staring at the ceiling, feeling exactly what you feel. That strange sensation that there is something wrong, but you cannot put your finger on what it is. You know you deserve more. You feel deep in your chest that this cannot be your final story, that there is a greater life, more abundant, fuller of love, fuller of peace, waiting for you. And yet, every day, you wake up trapped in the same reality, working in something that does not fulfill you, living with people who do not value you, looking at your bank account and feeling your stomach tighten, dreaming of a relationship that seems to never arrive, asking for the healing of a family member and watching time pass without an answer. I need you to understand something now. This symptom, this frustration, this persistent feeling of lack, it is not the problem, it is only the warning. It is your body, your soul, your inner I am, screaming at you that there is a program running inside you that is sabotaging absolutely everything. And as long as you do not shut down this program, you can ask 1,000 times, you can pray 1,000 novenas, you can visualize until your forehead hurts, and nothing will change. Because your subconscious mind, this silent computer that controls 95% of your decisions, your reactions, your emotions, is operating on an old program of lack. And it is, at this very moment, returning to you exactly what you feel you are. Someone in lack, someone waiting, someone begging, someone who does not yet have. And here, my dear, is where 9 out of 10 people make the common mistake that completely annuls the manifestation. I am going to reveal it to you now, because if you do not understand this, you will continue spinning in circles for the rest of your life. You were taught since you were a child to separate the heavens from the earth, to separate God from you, to think that there is a distant God, up there, somewhere between the clouds, deciding alone whether or not he will give you what you ask for, as if you were a child waiting for a handout, as if you needed to deserve it, as if you needed to prove yourself. And this, listen well, this is the greatest illusion of human existence. Neville Goddard, one of the greatest spiritual masters who ever walked on this earth, dedicated his entire life to teaching a single truth that institutional religion has hidden from you for centuries. Your imagination is God. Not a part of God, not a reflection of God, but the divine creative power itself acting within you. When you imagine something with the feeling of reality, when you internally assume the state of the person who already has what they desire, you are not asking, you are creating. You are literally molding, in the fourth dimension, the reality that will appear in your third dimension within days, weeks, or months. The problem, the great mistake, is that people use their imagination to repeat the lack. They imagine, but with the feeling of someone who does not yet have it. They visualize the new car but feel the frustration of not having the money. They visualize the love of their life but feel the emptiness of loneliness. And so, without knowing it, they are decreeing exactly what they want to escape. Feeling is the secret. Repeat with me now, mentally, feeling is the secret. It is not the word. It is not the visualization alone. It is not the time you spend thinking. It is the feeling. It is the emotional vibration that accompanies the image. It is how you feel being that person who already has. Now let me bring in science to strengthen this spiritual truth, because one of the most beautiful things about the last 20 years is that quantum physics and neuroscience have finally arrived at a place where spirituality has been for millennia. Research from the HeartMath Institute in the United States demonstrated something that will shock you. Your heart emits an electromagnetic field 60 times greater in electrical amplitude than that of your brain. And this field, listen well, this field is detectable meters away from your body. It literally surrounds everything around you. And the type of information that this field carries depends exclusively on what you feel. When you feel fear, scarcity, anger, resentment, your electromagnetic field contracts and becomes chaotic. When you feel gratitude, love, peace, certainty, your field expands and becomes coherent. And this coherence, science has already proven, affects people, situations, and even, on subtle levels, the matter around you. You are, at this very instant, transmitting a frequency. And the universe, which is mathematical and just simply returns to you in the form of people, opportunities, and circumstances, exactly the type of frequency you are emitting. This is not mysticism. This is the law of assumption operating on the physical plane. What you assume internally with feeling, your field emits, and what your field emits, your reality reflects. There is no way to escape. There is no way to cheat. You do not cheat the universe by pretending you are fine. You only cheat the universe when you feel, for real, at the deepest level, that what you desire is already yours. And then, when this feeling becomes your dominant state of consciousness, your reality has no other option but to reorganize itself to reflect this new state. And this is where the urgent message comes in, the warning from Archangel Michael, the sign in the heavens that we are bringing you in this video. The heavens, my beloved, are not just that blue you see when you look up. The heavens, in the language of the ancient mystics, are your mind. They are your consciousness, they are your inner world. And the sign that is being shown to you now, at this very moment in your life, is a sign of awakening. It is the perception, perhaps subtle, perhaps screaming, that you can no longer continue living as you were. Something inside you is begging for a change. You feel a restlessness that does not let you sleep well. You feel a strange urge to change your life, your city, your profession, your habits. You see yourself crying for no apparent reason. You see yourself waking up in the middle of the night with a heavy heart. You are seeing coincidences, repeated numbers, vivid dreams. These are the signs. They are not accidents. They are not fruits of your imagination. They are your I am, your divine essence calling you back home, calling you back to the throne you abandoned when you believed you were too small, too unworthy, too behind. Archangel Michael, in the spiritual tradition, is the bearer of the sword of truth. He cuts through illusions. He undoes lies. And the lie he came to cut in your life today is the lie that you need to wait, the lie that you need to deserve it, the lie that there is a right time, a future moment, in which you will finally be happy. No, the time is now, faith is now, faith is now, the state is now, the choice is now. And there are symbolically 7 minutes left, because the number 7 in spiritual numerology is the number of divine completeness, of transition, of awakening. You are exactly on this threshold. You can choose to close this video, return to your routine, and continue living the same painful reality for the next 10, 20, 30 years. Or you can, now, at this very second, make a different decision. You can assume a new state. Before I teach you the exact technique, I need you to do something. If you are feeling a spark, even if small, inside your chest, I need you to treat your like on this video as a decree of acceptance. It is not just a button, it is not just a favor. It is a symbolic act, a spiritual act in which you say to the universe, I accept the new reality that is coming to me. And when you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, you are decreeing, I choose to continue awakening. I choose to continue receiving the truths that will transform my life. Do this now before you forget, because this is your first act of assumption. You are acting as the person who has already changed. And this small physical action sends a powerful signal to your subconscious. Something new has begun. Ready? Now pay attention, because what comes next is worth gold. It is the technique, it is the method, it is the practice that Neville Goddard taught in hundreds of lectures and that few Brazilians know in depth. I'm going to teach you the nighttime reprogramming combined with the bridge of incidents. And when you start practicing this, every night with persistence, your life will begin to change in a way that will impress you. The technique works like this. There is a magical moment every night that most people waste looking at their cell phone, watching bad news, fighting with their husband or wife, or simply falling asleep thinking about problems. This magical moment is exactly the minutes before you fall asleep. Scientifically, it is the state in which your brain enters alpha and theta waves. Spiritually, it is the moment when the door between your waking consciousness and your subconscious opens. And anything you program in this moment with feeling will descend straight to the fertile soil of your subconscious mind, where your entire reality is generated. Joseph Murphy, in his classic book, taught that the subconscious is your silent gardener. It does not judge what you plant, it only makes it grow. If you plant seeds of fear, it makes fear grow. If you plant seeds of abundance, it makes abundance grow. And the ideal time to plant is at night, before sleeping. So, today, when you lie down, I want you to do the following. First, choose a single desire, not 20, not 10, one. It could be the healing of a family situation, it could be a romantic relationship, it could be a financial transformation, a single desire. Next, and this is the secret, I want you not to imagine the desire being fulfilled. Imagine instead a short, simple scene that would happen after the desire has already been fulfilled. This is the method called the bridge of incidents. For example, if you want a new love, do not imagine meeting the person. Imagine instead a Sunday morning scene, the two of you having coffee, you feeling their presence, you both laughing at something silly, you feeling the smell of the coffee and the warmth of being accompanied. Feel it for real. Feel it as if it were already happening. If you want prosperity, do not imagine the money arriving. Imagine instead a scene in which you are looking at your account balance, feeling that deep peace of knowing that everything is fine, calling your mother and saying, Mum, now you don't need to worry about anything anymore. Feel it. Feel the emotion. Feel the tears welling up. Feel the deep, physical, real relief of someone who has already arrived. And here comes the most important part. Listen with redoubled attention. You will repeat this scene in a loop, mentally, feeling every detail, until you fall asleep. It could be 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Time does not matter. What matters is that the last thing that enters your subconscious before you drift off is the feeling of fulfillment. It is the state of the person who already has. It is the I am in action. Not I will have, not I want, but the simple, deep, calm feeling of someone who already is. And you will do this every night. Not one night, not two, every night. Because here enters persistence, which is the key that no one tells you. People try once, twice, and when they do not see results, they give up. But the law of assumption requires persistence in the feeling. It requires that you occupy the state, even when the external world still shows the opposite, even when the account is still in the red, even when the loneliness still hurts, even when the illness is still there. You persist, you refuse to accept the evidence of the senses. You continue internally being the person who already has. And it is in this persistence that the miracle happens, because there comes a moment, usually between 21 to 40 days, in which the feeling becomes more real than the external reality. And when this happens, the external reality has no choice. It reorganizes itself. It reorders itself. And what you assumed begins to appear in ways you cannot predict, through people, opportunities, apparently casual encounters, coincidences, sudden ideas, unexpected calls. The universe finds 1,000 paths to deliver to you what you occupied in state. I want to give you a Brazilian example, because I know that many people who are listening to me now are going through very tough situations. Imagine Maria, a 47-year-old woman, divorced, mother of 2 adult children, who lives in a city in the highlands. She spent 10 years asking God for a new love. 10 years. She lit candles, performed rituals, paid for consultations, and nothing. Life went on, and she became convinced that perhaps it was not for her. One day, exhausted, she heard a phrase similar to this one you are hearing now, and something broke inside her. She realized for the first time that she was not asking for love, she was decreeing loneliness. Every night, she slept feeling the lack, decreeing the lack, and her subconscious, faithfully, returned more lack. She then completely changed her strategy. For 30 nights in a row, she imagined a simple scene. She imagined that she was waking up in the morning and feeling an arm hugging her from behind. She felt the warmth of this hug. She felt the calm breathing. She did not see the face, she only felt the presence and the peace. She felt the gratitude. She felt the sensation of belonging. For 30 nights, without failing, without questioning, without checking if it is working. And on the 42nd day, she met, in a completely unexpected circumstance, in a pharmacy, talking about vitamins, a man who changed her life. Today they are together. And when you ask her what changed, she answers, with tears in her eyes, I stopped asking. I just started to feel that he was already there. This is the law of assumption in action. This is the feeling being the secret. And this can be your story too if you decide now to occupy a new state of consciousness. And here I need to warn you about internal dialogue, because this is the other great sabotage. You can do the nighttime technique perfectly, but if during the day you keep complaining, talking about the lack, conversing mentally like a person who does not yet have, you undo everything. Your internal dialogue needs gradually to align with your new state. When someone asks you how you are, instead of listing the problems, you say, I am at peace, I am in expectation of good things. When you catch yourself thinking about scarcity, you interrupt yourself and say internally, I am abundance, I am love, I am healing. Your I am is the key. Everything that comes after the words I am becomes your destiny. I am tired, I am poor, I am sick, I am alone. Each of these phrases is a magical sentence that decrees your future. Start now, at this very instant, to change these sentences. I am prosperous, I am loved, I am healthy, I am blessed, I am complete. It may seem like a lie at first, it may seem forced, but with persistence, these words descend into your subconscious, alter your electromagnetic field, and your reality begins to reflect this new vibration. And while you hear these words, I want you to feel in your chest that something is changing. Archangel Michael, symbolically, is handing you now the sword that cuts your old illusions. He is telling you, enough waiting, enough asking, enough begging. You are the I am. You are the creator of your reality. Rise up. And the sign in the heavens of your consciousness is exactly this video, this message, this moment. It is not by chance that you are here. It is not by chance that you listened to this point. The people who needed this truth on a more superficial level have already given up. But you stayed, because your soul knows. Your soul recognizes the truth when it arrives. And at this moment, I want you to make a silent promise to yourself. Promise that, starting today, you will begin to practice, not tomorrow, not on Monday, not at the beginning of the month. Today, when your head touches the pillow, you will choose a desire. You will create a bridge of incidents seen, and you will occupy the state. And you will do this tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, for 30 days at least, without checking, without demanding, without doubting, just occupying, just feeling, just being. And for those with a tired soul, feeling that they have already tried everything, I need to tell you one more thing. Persistence is the name of God's love. Every time you insist on occupying the state of the fulfilled desire, you are saying a deep yes to life. You are saying, I deserve, I am, I allow, and the universe cannot deny this frequency. It is mathematical, it is law, it is divine justice. Do you see the farmer plant the seed and demand growth the next day? No. He plants, he waters, he trusts, and he waits. But he waits with the certainty of someone who knows that the harvest will come. This is the posture. This is mature faith. Faith is now. It is not a promise for the future. It is a present state. I already am. I already have. I already live. And time, which seems so slow in the third dimension, in the fourth dimension is instantaneous. When you occupy the state, in the fourth dimension, on the plane of consciousness, that already exists. The only question is, the time the third dimension needs to reorganize itself. And the more persistent, the more coherent, the deeper your feeling, the faster this reorganization happens. Let us now go to the final warning, what the essence of this message from Archangel Michael wants to carve into your soul. You are being called to a greater life. It does not matter your age. It does not matter what happened until now. It does not matter how many attempts failed. All of this was training. All of this was learning. All of this was your soul preparing you for this moment. And the sign you needed to see, you have already seen. It was this video reaching you. It was this restlessness in your chest. It was this tear that perhaps is falling now. It was this strange feeling that you already knew all this, but needed to hear it again. Archangel Michael does not come with an audible voice, with a physical appearance. He comes through the right messages, at the right time for open hearts. And your heart is open, otherwise you would have already left this video. So I ask you, with all the urgency and all the love, act. Do not let this message be just another one. Do not let this night be the same as all the others. Make tonight the first night of a new life. The first night in which you will not go to sleep complaining. You will not go to sleep checking your cell phone. You will not go to sleep thinking about problems. You will go to sleep occupying the state. You will go to sleep feeling. You will go to sleep being. And in the coming days, observe. Observe the signs. Observe the coincidences. Observe the ideas that will arise out of nowhere. Observe the people who will appear. Observe the opportunities that will knock at your door. Because when you change your state of consciousness, the entire universe moves to reflect this change. It is the law. It is inevitable. And when the first sign appears, I ask you one thing. Do not doubt. Do not say, oh, it was luck. Do not say, oh, it was a coincidence. Recognize it. Give thanks. Decree. I see. I receive. I accept. Because gratitude for the small is the key that opens the doors to the big. And in a few months, listen to what I'm telling you. In a few months, you will look back and will not recognize the life you had. You will remember this person you were today, sitting, listening to this video, with a mixture of tiredness and hope in your chest, and you will smile, because you will understand that that moment was the turning point. It was the night you decided to occupy the throne. It was the night you remembered who you are. And to seal this message, I want you to repeat with me, mentally or aloud, with all your strength. I am the I am. I am the creator of my reality. I do not ask. I occupy. I do not beg. I assume. I do not wait. I am. Starting today, I live in the law of assumption. Starting today, I practice persistence in the feeling. Starting today, all my internal dialogue aligns with my higher truth. I am abundance. I am love. I am healing. I am peace. I am prosperity. I am. And it is done. So mote it be, and so it is. Before you leave, I need you to fulfill the promise you made when starting this video. If the message touched your soul, if you felt that something needed to be heard, leave your like now as your decree of acceptance of the new reality. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, because the next videos will deepen advanced techniques that will transform you profoundly. Techniques that I cannot deliver in a single video. And in the comments, do something powerful. Write a single sentence starting with I am. Occupy your state in words. Decree in text. And observe in the coming weeks how life begins to respond to this decree. The comments on this channel have become a field of collective manifestation, where thousands of Brazilians are decreeing together and witnessing miracles in sequence. You are not alone on this journey. There is an entire community awakening along with you. And to close, I want to bless you with one last truth that will echo in you in the coming days. Everything you searched for your whole life, outside, out there, in the world, in people, in diplomas, in relationships, in money, has always been inside you. You are the treasure. You are the source. You are the key. You are the door. You are the kingdom. And Archangel Michael, in this symbolic 7, on this threshold of awakening, comes to tell you, rise up. Clothe yourself in truth. Occupy the throne, because the time of waiting is over. Faith is now. Faith is now. The state is now. The new life is now. I embrace you with all the light of my heart, and I wish you from the bottom of my soul that tonight is different. That tonight, when you close your eyes, you occupy for the first time in a long time the state of the person you always knew you were. Go with God. Go being, go occupying, and so mote it be, and so it is. Amen, amen, amen.